Welcome back to Look News, our midweek edition. Trotter Furlong is along, Coach Furlong, with our weekly look at sports. Of course, we're previewing this week's game here on Look TV. It's Saratoga Springs versus Ballston Spa. We'll get to that in just a moment. But let's take a look back at Schuylerville versus Hudson Falls, our first game of the season. You got it right.
Yeah, a little easier than picking the horses, but kind of studied it a little, and I thought that Schuylerville would have the edge on that Hudson Falls team, and they kind of did.
Yeah, the score 30-7. Schuylerville just looked like a really strong team.
Well, we talked about some of the keys to the game, trying to stop that flex offense, which they really weren't able to do. And then kind of Hudson Falls' key was trying to run the ball, and they weren't able to really run the ball on them. They only amassed 56 yards on the ground with Gino Bricanti. And Big Josh Thomas had 3 touchdowns for Schuylerville. He had 163 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns, player of the game, 109 yards for sophomore quarterback Will Griffin. So that triple threat offense, that flex offense was really tough to stop. They got 294 yards on the ground themselves, Schuylerville. And if you're going to run the ball that much on a team, it's going to be tough to really stop them. Too much control, too much time control, and kind of really gave it to Hudson Falls in that game.
Two teams that you said last week were really young teams, both, apart from Schuylerville, really taking a hold of this game. Impressive for both sides, being a young, fresh, younger students.
It was a good game. I mean, Schuylerville kind of took over the game. Hudson Falls jumped on them early, but I think with that head coach, he brings that experience, kind of settled the team down and went to their flex offense and ran the ball on them, kind of controlled the game on them from the outset there.
All right, moving on. Our next game of the week is Saratoga Springs versus Ballston Spa. They're playing tomorrow night. How are both teams looking?
Should be a pretty good game. I mean, Ballston Spa's coming in. They had a tough loss last week to Gittleland. They let up 2 late touchdowns, so they're kind of coming into this game a little hungry. You don't want to go down in this conference 0-2 because then it's tough to get ahead and try to make the playoffs here. Dave Morello will have this team ready. They run this triple option attack, which we talked about that. The coach from Schuylerville moving over had this Ballston Spa team, so they're going to kind of run that same offense. Derek Chandler's going to be in charge. They have running back Sam Grooves and Derek Kohlberg, who are part of this offense. Like I said, that tough loss, kind of coming into this game a little hungry. Saratoga, had a kind of easy win over Albany. They won 52-18, kind of rolled on them. I think the water's going to get a little deeper here.
Okay.
We're expecting a lot of bad weather here, so the game's going to be a little sloppy. Kind of things that I look for from the Saratoga team, they have a 3-headed monster. They got this quarterback, Jake Engeltine, tremendous. He runs the ball real well, kind of an old school throwback quarterback. Running back Dakota Harvey and Jordan Wilcox, senior captain. And on their defense, they got Nick Stevenson, and he's kind of a tough linebacker there. He plays real hard nose, kind of your Lawrence Taylor, old school running back there. Linebacker there, and I think he's going to be real tough on defense for them. Kind of just talking to the coaches about trying to stop that triple flex offense. They kind of have to identify their formations. So they've been studying a lot of film and kind of look at what they're going to throw at them. And they have a lot of speed. Maybe that a lot of rain in the forecast and the sloppy track here will slow them down, which I think will help Saratoga. Kind of a couple of the intangibles there are they're going to have a big home crowd there. I think the weather, Saratoga Blue Streaks crowd, they're going to be tough. They're going to be there. They're going to be cheering on that team. And the special teams. I think when you have like this off weather, special teams play a big factor, and I think Saratoga had a couple of big run backs, and I think that's going to help them in this game, coming into it.
Ballston Spa, as you said, hungry for it. Saratoga looking strong. Who's your pick in this game?
I'm a Blue Streak guy, so you don't bet with your heart here, but, a couple of the intangibles I talked about. I think this triple-headed monster that Saratoga has with the running, I think that's going to be key, especially with the off-going here. Rain, you want to be able to run the ball. Key to Saratoga, move the chains, keep this offense off the board for Ballston. They don't get to run the ball or get that triple flex offense in. You're not on the field that much. Ball control, key to the game, and I think Saratoga has the edge there. All
right, Saratoga has the edge. We'll see if you go 2 for 2 in this high school football season so far.
Okay, I hope to, I got to say go Blue Streaks. Saratoga blue, but I hope it's a good game. Better than this Dallas Giant game that we saw the other night with 7 turnovers. I think you'll see a tight running game here, and may the best team win.
All right, may the best team win. Trotter Furlong, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We'll see how the game turns out tomorrow night, Ballston Spa versus Saratoga Springs. Now, to see this segment and all our segments, head to looktvonline.com. Of course, to see our game of the week, this week it's Saratoga versus Ballston Spa. It airs here on Look TV Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays. You can get air times on the website.